All right, so welcome back to our cooking channel. And my name is Renoir, and this is my beautiful wife,
Inga.
And today we'll be continuing on our journey of making healthful, nourishing, and delicious foods so that you can enjoy from home. So today we have a powerful video for you. We'll be showing you 3 different ways or 3 different types of cheeses that you can make at home. And the first one we're going to be showing you here is our garlic dill cheese. And that one here is going to be a solid block of cheese that is sliceable. And also we're going to be doing
Cream cheese.
going to be doing cream cheese as well. And we have another one for you where we're going to be doing some Parmesan cheese. It's like a grounded up Parmesan cheese that you can sprinkle over different things, food items like your pasta or your salad or whatever that you want to sprinkle Parmesan over. And just so we can know it's all vegan and all plant-based. And we'll be showing you here how you can make this from home. So let us start off. The first thing we're going to start off with is our garlic dill cheese here. This cheese is going to be very similar to the cheese that we made last week. You guys love that video so much. Right now that video has about 7,000 views as we record in this video. And we're so thankful for all the subscribers and the likes and the views on this channel. So we're going to make this cooking something that is more regular because you guys like it so much. So make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, like this video so it can recommend this video to more people who are watching on YouTube, who wants to learn how to cook healthy plant-based foods. So last week we did a cheese recipe, and that one was like a nacho cheese recipe. This recipe is going to be very close to the recipe that we did last week. Today we'll be doing the garlic dill, as I said, and it's very similar, but just 2 different ingredients in this recipe here. In addition to using that agar so that we can be able to make that cheese a little bit solid so it can be sliceable. All right, so if you hear little kids in the background, just let you know that we have 2 kids and they're here with us. This is our audience who's watching us live as we record this video right here. So let us begin. So the first thing that we're going to begin with is our cashews. We're going to be doing 1 cup of cashews. So we're going to be doing also about a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast flakes. And if you want a little bit more cheesiness, don't be afraid to add this in there. Now the thing is, nutritional yeast flakes, people talk about having that umami type of flavor that cheese has. So this will give you that kind of cheesy flavor. And also, some people are worried about nutritional yeast flakes. Nutritional yeast flakes naturally does not have MSG in it. I know people have mentioned that before. It has something that is that MSG is made from, which naturally occurs in food like tomatoes, that has this glutamate in there. But then just to keep in mind here that this is also an inactive form of yeast. And if you're worried about having something like, people worried about MSG, which neither nutritional yeast flakes, that is something that is naturally occurring in there, neither the one that is fortified as well does not have MSG in it. But the one that is fortified with B vitamins may act slightly as MSG, and people who are highly sensitive to MSG might have some reactions in the body like MSG does. So you can get the one that is unfortified if you're really worried about having some sensitivity towards the yeast flakes there. So we're going to be adding a cup of water as well.
Are we doing half?
So then we're going to be doing here a cup of water, and then we're going to be doing, just keep in mind, we're going to be making this solid there. So we're going to be adding also a 1/2 cup of water afterwards too as well. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to add in our 2 cloves of garlic. And whilst my wife does this here, I'm going to chop up I'm going to add in some lemon juice as well. Let's put right by my wife right here. Don't worry, she's my wife, so I can be close to her. Right? We're gonna cut this lemon, chop this lemon up, and I'm gonna use a lemon juicer, and I'm using about a large lemon here, squeezing out the juice. It's one whole lemon, but if you want to measure it in cups, it's gonna be a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Gonna add this in here. Squeeze out as much of the juice as I can. Squeezing some more of the lemon juice here. Now, in our recipes, there is something that you will notice. We don't use any vinegar. And the reason why we don't use any of that vinegar here is because vinegar is very acidic. And if you know anything about vinegar, it's said to dilute vinegar because it's so strong on the stomach and in your body. So then vinegar is also fermented. So we just stay away from vinegar because of that fermentation. As Bible-believing Christians, so this is the Bible-believing channel, we don't consume any fermented drinks in our system, don't consume those things and put it in our system. So we stay away from fermented vinegar, which has some benefits, but at the same time, it has some drawbacks as well. And maybe in a future video, we can talk some more about the harmful effects of vinegar in our body. Externally, it works great. You can use it for fungus in your toes and all this different stuff that you can take vinegar as something that is antiviral, antibacterial. But at the same time, we try not to consume it in our body. Even when Jesus was on the cross and he was being crucified, they tried to put some vinegar in his mouth and he spat it out. So he didn't want to put that inside of his body. So we just follow in after Jesus. So we're going to add the cloves of garlic. Okay, so 2 cloves of garlic. And you add in the salt, right?
1 teaspoon of salt.
My wife tries to play shy sometimes, but she's not shy. She's
I'm not a big...
When she's off the camera, we're the opposite. She's the one that's talking and I'm the one that's quiet.
All right.
So a teaspoon of salt. And we're using pink Himalayan salt here because it has about 82 different minerals. We don't use any of the table salt because it's just like sodium chloride, which is not really good for blood pressure, but many different things as well.
So we're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder.
Yeah, and then we're going to add some tahini. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of tahini here, but tahini is basically toasted sesame seeds and they make a butter out of it. So just like you have peanut butter, they take the sesame seeds and they make a butter. It's called tahini. So we're going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of tahini. This here is actually optional. You don't have to add the tahini in here, but to give it more of a rich, cheesy flavor, we add that tahini in. Okay, and this there, all this stuff you can find online or at your local health food store as well. So just be mindful of that. And I believe this is it. We just need to add our dill inside of here now.
Let's add the dill last so that it stays in little parts.
Okay, so we're gonna blend it up and then add the dill?
Yeah.
All right. You know what they say, the wife is always right. It's not entirely true, but but happy wife, happy life. All right, so now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna blend this up. In all our videos here, we've been using the Vitamix blender, and the Vitamix blender is very powerful. It's gonna help to liquefy this and turn this into basically where it has no bits inside of there and it's very smooth. If you don't have a Vitamix blender, what you can do here is to soak your cashews. And we're gonna be soaking our cashews, so one of our recipes, stay towards the end here. but we're gonna be doing a cream cheese recipe, and we're gonna be soaking the cashews so that way it can be really creamy and smooth. All right. So you would do about, a cup of cashews. You'll put some boiling hot water, and you soak the cashews in that boiling hot water for about 30 minutes. Or you can leave it, you can do cold water and you leave it there overnight. At least 4 hours, but you can do it overnight and then make your recipe the next day. So I'm gonna on this blender here. If it's gonna on.
Turn on.
All right, take two. So we're gonna turn on the blender. That should be all blended. Don't do what I just did there. So you have to on it this way first and then you turn the knob. But yeah, I just went straight to high power mode. All right, so then we're gonna be adding in also when did you want to add the dill?
You can add it now.
Okay, so you want to add the dill now so that way you don't blend it up too much. So let's keep that in mind. And also the dill is gonna change color too. We're gonna do a tablespoon of dill.
It's gonna stick in there. We'll just pour it.
So my wife is eyeballing here. You can follow the recipe. You do a tablespoon, but she has an eye for measurements. And then we're gonna blend this not as long, but the first time I blend this here, don't be afraid to blend it a minute, 2 minutes long, just so you can get it more in a liquefied state. Okay.
Just a little
All right,
mix.
just a little bit, so that way it mixes inside of there. It's gonna have a nice rich flavor here, especially the garlic with the dill. This is one of the favorite cheeses that we make and people really enjoy this here. So now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna change gears here. We're gonna bring out our countertop stove.
So we're just gonna be adding our agar powder to some water. So we're gonna use half a cup. This is what's gonna make your cheese solid. So I'm gonna use half a cup of water and 2 teaspoons of agar.
And as we said before in our previous video, we explained that this is like an extract from the seaweed, and this here helps to make this a little bit solid, as we said. So we're gonna just on. And I'm gonna put it on not as high. And just keep in mind that this is gonna get like a jelly-like, or it's gonna get reflective. And it's gonna, you can tell when it's ready. It's gonna be kind of reflective. And when we pour in the cheese formula that we just did here, you wanna pour it in quickly. You don't wanna leave this and let it sit, because once you let this sit, it's gonna solidify. Then you wanna make sure that you have a mold nearby. Right now, we're gonna be using a bowl for our mold here. So as soon as this here is done, we're gonna be pouring this into this bowl here as for a mold, because this is gonna solidify quickly.
So I'm gonna be putting like a little bit of plastic wrap in the bowl just to help it come out when we're ready to take it out. You can also use
parchment paper?
Parchment paper, yes. You can use parchment paper, but I'm just using plastic wrap because I don't have any parchment paper at the moment.
So most of the time we'll use parchment paper, but for this video here, we're gonna be using some plastic wrap here. And the reason why we're using this, as we said, it's gonna make it easy to take out from the mold. So once it's settled, we can flip it over and place it on, something so we can display it and make it look nice, or, if you wanna have that block of cheese displayed. So let me make sure that this doesn't. Okay, so this is looking like it's coming along pretty good.
Okay, I probably want to put it in now.
Okay.
But we have to blend as well.
And blend it in. So what we're gonna do here, to make this a little bit
Where's the blender?
easier, is we got to do this quick. This blend is right here. We're going to take this here and pour this into this here. And then we're going to just blend this up just so it can mix in thoroughly with this here. Okay, just keep in mind there that this is going to solidify. The longer you keep this, it's going to get solid. So you want to blend this up here really quick.
Ooh.
Okay, and that's it, a little blend, and then you'll be pouring this into your mold here, and you can do all of this quickly, so that way, as we said before, this gets solid.
It's okay, you don't need.
All right, so this is it right here. So you hang around to the video here, we're gonna leave this in here, and what we're gonna do here towards the end, we'll be showing you what this looks like once it gets more into that solid state. We're gonna flip it around, we're gonna place it on our wooden chopping board here, and then you can see what it looks like. So stick around to the end of this video so we can show you and see how quick, by the time we record this video, this should be done here.
So now we're gonna be doing our Parmesan cheese recipe, and we're gonna be starting with 1 cup of cashews.
All right, and then we're going to be adding a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast flakes. Okay. And then we'll be adding a teaspoon of salt. And then we can add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And this here is gonna be one of our easier recipes there. Very quick and easy, very simple recipe to do. And it's tasty, something that you will enjoy, you know, using at home. Okay. Yep, and that is it for our recipe here. So now the next thing that you have to do here is add this to your food processor here, and we use a food processor because this is what's gonna help you to do this recipe a little easier. Food processor has a larger bowl, so that way it grinds it all the way through. When you have a blender, sometimes it grinds the bottom and the top is not really grinded, so this here makes it grind more thoroughly all the way through, especially when you need recipes where it's grounded at the same groundedness. I don't know what word to use. So then what you do here, you can actually just pulse this up a little bit here. Just keep pulsing it. You do not want to grind this too much because you don't want to make a paste. We don't want to make a, you know, cashew butter. We want to make where it's like Parmesan, like grounded Parmesan, grated Parmesan, and that you can sprinkle over your stuff. Okay, and I believe that's it. A food processor is a must to have at home. If you don't have a food processor, it's something that we didn't have at first in our kitchen. Once we added it in, we saw the need, we saw why we needed that food processor here. And you can see the kind of texture that we are going for. If you want to make it a little finer, you can make it a little finer. If not, then this here, you know, works out well for you. What do you think about the fineness of it? Think it's good, or it should be grounded a little more?
I would ground it a little more.
Okay, so let's ground this a little more here. Make sure that we get a good texture here that we're looking for.
Okay, so we have our Parmesan-like We have our Parmesan here. It's nice and fluffy. So you can spread this on any dish that requires Parmesan. So this is what it's looking like. And we just put our top on here in a sprinkling container. And we just pour it out just like that.
All right, so now what we're gonna do here is to make our cashew cream cheese or vegan cream cheese. So the first thing that we're gonna be adding is some cashews. We're gonna be adding some cashews here.
Raw.
And raw.
We're gonna be adding 1 cup of raw soaked cashews. So what we did was we boiled some water and poured it over our cup of cashews, and we let it sit for about 30 minutes so that it can get nice and soft.
Yes, very creamy. And also if you're using cold water, you can use cold water, leave it on overnight. At least 4 to 8 hours, but overnight is fine. So that way when you wake up in the morning, you can make your cashew cream cheese. And the next thing that we're gonna add is some coconut cream here. So we're using the coconut cream here and not coconut milk. If you use coconut milk, then you wanna scoop up the cream towards the top where the cream settles. But we just got a full kind of coconut cream, and we're gonna be adding a 1/2 cup of coconut cream in there. 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup. You can add less if you don't want it to be, if you want it to be less creamy and more firm, and then a 1/2 cup if you want it to be more creamy. And then the next thing that we're going to be adding as well is some lemon juice. So we're going to be squeezing, about 2 to 3 3 to 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. And also we're going to be using some lemon zest to give that umami flavor, and it's going to give that nice pungent taste from the lemon zest. So without the lemon zest, what people usually do is add some lactic acid. But I don't know how to feel about lactic acid. Lactic acid in our body causes inflammation, especially after working out and so forth. So we just stay within the lactic acid for now, and we add the lemon zest to give that extra punch that the lactic acid would have added. In regular cheese, that fermentation adds that to the cheese. So lemon zest is what we're going to be with, 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. And then we're going to be adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we use Himalayan pink salt here in our recipe here. So that's our next ingredients here. And also we'll be adding 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then also we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes. And then we're going to be blending all of our ingredients together. So we're going to be adding, blending up everything. But then to get it going, get your blender going, we're going to be adding 1 or 2 tablespoons of plant milk. In this case, we'll be using some soy milk from West Soy. This is just basically water and organic soy, which is the best soy milk that we've seen in the market without all the extra additives that is added to some of these milks here in the supermarket shelves. All right, so as you can see here, our little baby girl, she decided to start crying as his big brother was wheeling her around in a stroller. So she's gonna be in our video here as we do the rest of this video here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna continue to blend this up and make it as smooth as possible, like our cream cheese.
Baby joke. Okay. It's okay.
Okay, now this is pretty nice and creamy. And what we're gonna do here, just to illustrate the creaminess of this here, we're just gonna spread this on some toast. Okay, we're gonna get some of that cream cheese here, and to show you what it looks like on some toast. Yeah, that's looking like nice cream cheese here. So this one is a bit creamy. If you want to make it a little firmer, you can be able to add less of that cream cheese to there. And what we're going to do here is to put this into its container. And then we're going to have I'm going to have my father come in and taste test this for us so he can let us know how this actually tastes. We're going to have, my wife is going to taste this there, and also my father is going to taste, just so we don't have any bias of us, saying our thing tastes good. But I'm going to ask my father to come in here into the frame here. And he's going to taste this for us and let us know what you think here about this. This is vegan cream cheese.
First, what is this?
This is some vegan cream cheese.
Taste it?
Yeah. Tastes good?
How come you never made that for us?
It tastes like cream cheese?
No, how come?
Well, now you get to, in the Eden's kitchen, you get to taste some of the experiments that we do.
This is amazing. Ah.
All right.
Wow.
So thank you for letting us know. What do you think?
This is great.
It's really good.
Tastes good? Okay, anything that we need to add, subtract? Tastes really good? All right. So now, this is our vegan cream cheese here. And basically, people in New York, where we are right now, we have a lifestyle center upstate New York called Eden Lifestyle Home. Actually, EdenLifestyleHome.org is our website that you can visit, our lifestyle center, where we help people reverse their illnesses naturally. And we're in New York, and New Yorkers love the cream cheese over the bagels. So we have some cream cheese that we've made here. And basically, this is it here. That's for the cheeses that you can make here. So far, we showed you how to do your Parmesan cheese. We showed you how to make your cream cheese, and also we showed you how to make your sliceable cheese as well. And this is our last thing that we have to show you here. We're going to show you how this sliceable cheese actually turned out.
Okay.
All right, so now the last thing we have to show you here is how our cheese turned out. So we had it in the refrigerator for a little bit, just so we can solidify some more. Okay, so this is our cheese there.
This came right out of there.
So it slip right out. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna have our son come in and help us to slice this there so we can show you up close what it looks like on the camera. Help him out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
So maybe we can shift to the side here. Okay. So now you see this here, our cheese, sliceable cheese. And then you can see this here. This is what our sliceable cheese here.
Right, it's gonna fall off.
What it looks like. Okay. Hopefully this is hopefully it's focused properly. So this is our sliceable cheese there. You can take this, spread this on your bread. We love to take this and eat it with some crackers, or whatever it is that you can use your sliceable cheese for. If you want to make this a little more solid, like a block of cheese, harder, you can actually glaze this, put a wax, like your wax, you put some melted coconut oil over it, like a few glazes, and let it dry so it gets tougher on the outside. So when you slice it, it stays in place a little bit better. Okay, so now this is it for our recipes here today. This is our sliceable cheese, dill garlic cheese. And we showed you the other cheeses as well. So if there's any ideas that you have for us on videos to make with our little ones, that is here with us as well, got decrypted into the video. You can just let us know in the comments below. Let us know what recipes you would like us to make. We have a bunch of ideas of things that we want to put out there. Like, what are some things that we're going to make in the future?
Some vegan mac and cheese. And we'll also do it's going to be a very interesting recipe because we're not going to be using, well, we can use nuts in the recipe, but we're going to have a nut-free cheese recipe.
Yes. And also we're going to be making some lasagna in the future, different Carib desserts, and how to make tofu, how to cook tofu properly, how to get it nice and firm, how to get it spongy,
How to make it taste like meat.
Yes. So many different video ideas is going to be coming to you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video to make YouTube know that this video you actually enjoy it, so you can recommend it to more people who are watching. And I just pray that you guys have a blessed rest of the day. And until then, get cooking.